And I was just talking away there. Good morning, Brian. And good morning to everyone. Thank you, Alana. Alana, I appreciate that. Just want to say good morning to all of you. On behalf of Park Community Credit Union, we welcome you here to GLI and to this caffeine and coffee. What a phenomenal organization GLI is, and certainly let me applaud you by being a part of it. Now, I'm going to say that to really get the best return on your investment, you have got to be engaged with GLI. Don't just be a member, write a check, and then wait for things to happen. So let me applaud you by being on this webinar this morning with us on this Zoom meeting. It's a pleasure for us at Park Community Credit Union to be the sponsor of this. We believe in GLI. We believe in what GLI stands for, what GLI does. And GLI will actually help you if you're engaged to get a better ROI on your balance sheet when you're working directly with them. So one of the things I want to say to us this morning, if I told you that there was an organization that's still lending money, I know that many of us are going through the PPPs and businesses are reopening. And one of the things that happens right now is that people need a jump start, capital, access to capital. Don't tell me about it, give me some access to it. Well, what if I told you there's a business that's lending right now a jump start of up to $10,000. They're doing it over a 3-year period of time, 3.99%. And when you pay it back as agreed, they refund you 100% of your interest. Sounds too good to be true? Call me at Park Community Credit Union, because that's one of the loans that we're offering right now. We're doing that 100% rebate on interest when loans are paid back as agreed. Somebody asked me many times, how are you making money on that? And I told them, we're not making money. But when you take care of the people, you'll become profitable later. Park Community Credit Union is a financial institution that believes in our businesses, believes in giving access to capital, access to opportunities. I tell people all the time, we don't say no. Sometimes we have to say not now. But when you follow steps 1, 2, 3, then we're able to put something together for you. So let me just say again, on behalf of Park Community Credit Union, we stretch from Southern Indiana down to Berea, Kentucky. What's it take to be a member of Park Community Credit Union? $5. It goes into a savings account for you, and that makes you a member. We're out of the box. Matter of fact, we don't realize there's a box when it comes to lending money. We have everything from assisting with mortgage loans that have credit scores of 585, where we do 100% financing, no PMI, and you can have a credit score again of 585. We'll assist you with $2,000 of closing costs. So again, pick up the phone, give me a call, send me an email. Love to talk to you. Love to see how I can assist you in your businesses, gain the capital that you need to get back on your feet. So again, let me say, Brian and Alana, thank you so much for allowing me to speak, and look forward to the program today.
Thank you, Raymond. Wow. I love when Raymond's able to join us. He always brings the juice in the morning, gets me going. That's great. Well, yeah, thank you again, Raymond, and to Park Community Credit Union, a fantastic partner for GLI and the community. So check them out if you are looking for some banking needs for sure. Next, I do want to bring in my colleague, Jordan Clemens. We're going to do a quick round of introductions, everyone. So if you have us on mute, be ready to just give your name and some info. But Jordan, would you like to take it away?
Yeah, sure. Thanks, Brian. Thanks, Raymond. Thank you, everybody, for joining us this morning. I know we're probably getting a little bit Zoom fatigued, so I appreciate everyone logging in once more on a Friday to get your day started with some networking with GLI. It's what we love to do, is to meet people, introduce them around to our investors, connect you, help you build your businesses. And we've created this event to try to do that in the current climate. So goal today is just to get to know everyone, fill everyone in on what you're doing. I'm going to go around and call on you in order to just keep things orderly. Just say who you are, who you're working with. Since it is caffeine and quarantine, if you're drinking some coffee, represent your local coffee company. I've got some Heine Brothers right here in my well-traveled mug. The bottom of it just came off yesterday. So earning my stripes here. But yeah, so my name is Jordan Clemens. I'm with the investor development team at Greater Louisville Inc. So my job, along with Brian and Alana, is to connect our investors with one another, figure out what they're trying to do, what they're engaging with GLI for, how we can help them benefit. So a lot of our job is just listening. So I'm here to just listen to everyone today. Again, Jordan Clemens with Greater Louisville Inc. I'll go ahead and call on Alana.
Hi, thanks, Jordan. As Jordan mentioned, I am a member of the GLI team. I manage all of our event sponsorships, our products. So I get to work closely with folks like Raymond at Park Community Credit Union, which I'm so thankful for. And I basically am just drinking tea today, but I do want to give a shout out. I live in Germantown, and I want to give a shout out to Bean Coffee. If you haven't been there, it's a family-run business. They have been open this whole time, and they are bringing their staff back already. So it's a great little spot, and I always stop there with my sister, but I'm a big tea drinker.
Yeah, shout outs are great. Shout out everyone that you want to help along right now. And also, one thing I forgot to mention, we have the chat box over on the right. What Alana just did was drop her LinkedIn URL over there. She'll probably also drop some Bean Coffee information. But if there's something you want to share with the group, go ahead and paste it in there. And then we'll make sure that everyone gets a copy of all the resources that everyone shared after the call. So LinkedIn's a great way to stay connected with everyone. I'm probably connected with most of you there. So drop your URL over there, and we'll make sure to keep the connections going for long after the call. Good morning, Craig.
Hey, good morning. Craig Lustig, Anything Grows. We've been a GLI investor for a long time. Happy to be here. Of course, I do have my coffee this morning. I grind beans every single morning and get a good fresh cup. We do interior and exterior landscaping and moss walls and holiday decor. So thank you.
Thanks for joining us, Craig. And I got to say, your background is beautiful, but I'm not 100% sure if it's real or not because they're really convincing. Is it real?
It is. I'm
Okay,
actually.
good.
We have been working. We have been an essential business, so I've been in my office pretty much all the time. But I did take this morning and decide to stay home and work from my patio. So
That's
it's real.
beautiful. You got a nice spot.
Thanks.
All right, we've heard from Brian. We'll go to it's Emily.
Hi, yes. Emily West. I am a client representative at Kforce, Professional Staffing and Services. I don't have any local coffee, but I do have this really cool mug, if you can see. I'm a huge fan of Gilmore Girls, and so that's the in that was there. But I do think I got it from Cafe Press, which is local to Louisville. So yeah, it's nice to be here and see everyone.
Nice. Thanks for joining us, Emily. We've seen a lot of really cool mugs during our time doing this. It's a kind of neat little perk. Good morning, Crystal.
Hey, good morning, everyone. I'm Crystal Vavona. I am a private wealth manager with Merrill Lynch with the private wealth team here in Louisville. We're the only Merrill Lynch private wealth team in Kentucky. So we handle clients from all over the state, and we actually have a lot of clients in other states as far as Texas and Florida, Alaska. We have a client in Alaska. So we can help a lot of needs. We also do lending. But we really specialize with high net worth clients and with uniquely successful families and business owners. And we'd love to partner with anyone who needs some help right now, needs some advice. Even if you don't want to come on as a client, we do offer a lot of free webinars and a lot of free resources that no obligation or anything like that. So if you or someone you think would benefit from that, just reach out and contact me. I'll post my phone number here in a moment. And then I also wanted to share my mug. It says, which is probably backwards on there, it says messy bun and getting stuff done. That's kind of been my life ever since we've been in quarantine here. So yeah. So great meeting all of you this morning.
Thanks for joining us, Crystal. With clients in Alaska, the virtual stuff's nothing new to you, right?
Absolutely, yeah.
You had a step ahead of the competition there. Hey, George,
Definitely.
Good morning.
Good morning, Jordan. Morning, guys. My name is George Griffiths, and I'm actually an ambassador with GLI for a number of years. Just pivoted to a company called Centex Solutions. We are a mobile text messaging marketing company that focuses on individual merchants, and I think this is a good time for the business to really encourage the merchants to get back in business and get back on their feet, where they can instantly reach their customers through text messaging. Just want to mention, I guess I've got a cup too, which is, it says UNCG Dad. My daughter went to University of North Carolina grad school. Major was choreography. So shout out to UNC Greensboro.
Thanks for joining us, George. Drop some info on your business over there in the chat box. That sounds really interesting. And I'm glad that George mentioned the ambassador program. This is a program that we run if you want to get even more involved with GLI and take your membership to the next level and get a little bit more engaged, like Raymond was saying, it's a really good way to get some ROI on your membership. George would be probably happy to tell you all about it, or we can connect you with one of our co-chairs to get more information on that. But if you're interested, please let us know. Good morning, John.
Hey, everybody. Yeah, John Lanis here, Director of Regional Economic Development here at GLI. Nice to see everybody this morning. Yeah, so my role here at GLI is really around managing our regional economic development partnership. For those that don't know, we actually take a regional approach in everything we do, from workforce to talent to membership and connections and networking. But also very much maybe formally in terms of partnering with 15 counties. We have 5 counties in Indiana and 10 counties in Kentucky that are part of our partnership that enables GLI to really act as a customer service kind of mechanism for working with clients, such as companies that are looking at our market, or consultants that are working on investment projects, to really showcase the entire region. We work hand in hand with all of these county partners and our state partners. But as you might imagine, when folks are looking at our region, they really are typically not looking at a specific county. So we just want to make sure that we lean forward and are able to showcase the assets throughout our entire region, and hopefully land that investment somewhere within our region. Because as you and your businesses all already know, what's good for the county next to us is good for our county as well. And many of our businesses and our personal relationships extend well beyond a single county. So that's really GLI's kind of formal role in economic development. But as you have heard and will continue to hear from our other colleagues, we take that regional approach in a lot of other ways as well. In addition, I also work directly with our industry networks. So you may have heard of HEN, or our Health Enterprise Network. We also administer the Advanced Manufacturing and Logistics Network, and are currently in the process of standing up a technology network known as Tech First. So obviously here in the midst of COVID, we've had to kind of pivot and kind of reassess how we want to kind of roll out and launch that. But each of those networks are really kind of built to create some professional kind of industry opportunities for networking and really accelerating the workforce development and economic development work of our region. So again, happy to be on the call today, and happy to join in the conversation. So thank you.
Thank you, John. Well said. And I like how he said we're customer service for our investors, which is really what we are. We try to help you however we can. So just let us know where you need help. We do a lot of things, and John specializes in what he does, and we specialize in what we do. So you just got to let us know. Good morning, Vanessa. Thanks for joining us.
Hi, everyone. Vanessa Penoyer, President CEO of Go2Girl, and I work exclusively with diverse-owned businesses through certification and business development opportunities. I also work with a lot of supplier diversity managers and corporate procurement. So when you see paperwork, I see opportunity, and I do that because my clients want a seat at the table. And through that certification, they gain access and get that seat at the table. I also want to give a big shout out to my friend and strategic partner, Linda Rufinak. If you guys don't follow her, she's taken this quarantine to a next level and upped her game in professional development as an exit strategy business company. And she has been instrumental in my growth for my business. So I'm going to give a shout out to her. Thank you.
Thank you, Vanessa. That's awesome. I love the shout outs. Yeah, if you see paperwork as opportunity, there's limitless opportunity out there for you. So that's a good viewpoint to have. Good morning, Linda.
I don't know if I have much to say after Vanessa's great introduction. which is fantastic. But no, my name is Linda Rupinak, and as Vanessa mentioned, I've spent this quarantine really investing in my development. I was already doing consulting and helping my clients build their business so that they could scale and grow. But what I've done is taken it one step further to become a certified exit planner and a certified value builder. So what does that mean? Well, I like to say it's helping clients achieve total world domination, but you first need to know what that means to you and creating a vision that balances out your personal, your financial, and your business goals. A lot of times I'm partnering with wealth advisors and financial planners to manage they're going to manage the personal wealth. Let me help them with the wealth on their business side of it. So most business owners have no idea what their business is worth. They think it's one thing, but many times it's way off the mark, and they have no idea what to do with that and to begin planning for their next chapter. And many times they start to plan about 6 or 9 months before they want to exit. The time to start planning is about 3 years ahead of time. So we help businesses understand the value of their business, and then also walk them through options for how they can increase that value so that they can plan for an eventual transition. Transition doesn't mean you sell the business necessarily. There are tons of options out there, and part of my job is to inform my clients on what those options are. I like to say it takes a village to achieve total world domination. That's why I like to partner with financial advisors, wealth planners, insurance brokers, or others that work with small businesses. I'm going to put a link out here for a complimentary evaluation. Feel free to pass this on to any small businesses that you know that would be interested in getting an idea of what their business is worth. And feel free to use it for yourself. So thank you. And Vanessa, by the way, I'm a huge fan of Vanessa's as well. If you're a minority or woman-owned business, it's well worth the investment to spend some time with her and learn how you can take advantage of being a minority-owned business. Thank you.
Thank you, Linda. Great stuff. For all of us looking for a hobby to pick up right now, I think total world domination is a pretty good hobby to maybe think about right now. So connect with Linda to get that done. Hey, Christine, good morning.
Good morning. Hi, everybody. My name is Christine Tarquinio, and I work at GLI. Oh, wow, look at that. Thanks, Alana. I have a couple of different roles here at GLI. I oversee Live and Lou, which is our talent attraction and retention initiative. So if you have any jobs open at the moment, or if you're looking for a new job, you can go to liveandlou.com and click on the work tab there, and you can find all kinds of job openings that are within the MSA. I would also ask you to connect with us on our social channels. We're at Live and Lou on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, LinkedIn, and Pinterest. We have a lot of good content, and we do a lot of fun giveaways. In addition to Live and Lou, I also oversee all of the marketing communications for GLI. So our website, well, I guess I should say websites now, because we just actually, that's what I was doing, looking over here, trying to grab a link to the Crisis Support Hub, which I'll put in the chat box in a minute, but we just launched our Crisis Support Hub. So if you're looking for PPE as you're returning back to work, you can find a list of companies that are manufacturing or distributing PPE on that website. I would also, thank you, Jordan. I would also encourage you to follow us at GLI Chamber on all of our social channels there as well. So happy to be here.
Thanks, Christine. Thank you. If I can remember, I'll try to drop links to all the social channels in there too. But we have a bunch, so it might take me a little bit of time to do that. Hey, Amy, good morning.
Good morning. I'm Amy Cloud. I'm with the Kentucky Chamber of Commerce Executives Association. It's our state network of local chambers from Pikeville to Paducah. And GLI is an awesome metro member of our association. And I'm dropping in on as many of these the last 2 months as I can to see what everybody's up to and to steal great ideas to share with other people. So I'm in and out, but I appreciate you guys allowing me to come in and join and listen and eavesdrop and learn. I've already written down like 7 names of people I need to talk to about helping me and what I do, as well as some of our local chambers. So thanks for having me. I work out of the state chamber. I'm kind of staffed there, but I'm full-time director of the association, and just GLI is wonderful, and I'm so glad I finally got to get on one of your all's calls. So and my coffee mug. Everybody feel
Nice.
Mhm. The world's greatest boss. I don't have anybody who works like under me, so I'm my own world's greatest boss. So my kids think that's funny, and of course, The Office. So there you go. Thanks for having me.
Thanks, Amy. As a resident millennial on this call, that is an awesome coffee mug, and that's going to be hard to top in my eyes. Steal away. If there's something that we can help you take away from this, please let us know. Reach out to me or Lana or Brian or anybody really. We're taking best practices. We see
I like that whole license. Just steal away. I will. Don't worry. I will. we call it R&D in the chamber world, which is rip off and duplicate. Just FYI.
We're learning stuff from you too.
Good.
Hey, good morning, Trey.
Hey, good morning. If you happen to hear a kid in the background, I've got a 2-year-old and a 3-month-old, so apologize, trying to keep some sanity here. But I'm Trey. I'm with Colonial Life, and my coffee mug is this little, I don't know if it'll pop up. It's a little gingerbread man. So Christmas in May, Christmas in July, Christmas in May. And I want to give a shout out. So show that marketing actually works. Shout out to Jordan. I've seen, after connecting with him on LinkedIn over the last couple months and seeing some of these things being publicized, I said, hey, why not give it a shot, kind of lean in on what's going on here. So that's why I'm here, to kind of find out what all the buzz is about. And then also, Christine, I've connected with your counterpart, Bradley, on the Live in Lieu. And so trying to go through that ambassador program there. So looking forward to kind of getting connected with that. A little bit about what we do, or what my role is. I'm a state sales trainer, and one of the things that we've heard from our clients over the last couple of weeks is people are afraid, or at least hesitant, to visiting doctor's offices and just worried about this whole COVID pandemic. And one of the things that we've been able to release is a 24/7 virtual doctor appointment where you can speak with a licensed professional on your phone and don't have to worry about going into an office or anything. And you're able to get a diagnosis on some common colds or sinuses. So you don't have to worry about trying to go and just get a Z-Pack. You can do it right from your phone. And then also another, I don't know how we're able to do this, but it's kind of crazy, a dental virtual appointment too. So you can get some kind of dental visits done over the phone. So we help with small businesses. Our focus is really down to 3 employees, and we work as large as the multinational, but we really specialize in those small to medium-sized businesses. So connect with me on LinkedIn. Happy to help see where we can help make any partnerships.
Thanks, Trey. Glad we got you in the fold here today. Make sure to make it worth your while. Let's see, Susan, good morning. I think you're muted there, Susan.
Oh, sorry, I didn't unmute too, sorry.
There you go.
All right. Hi, everyone. Good morning. I'm Susan Lim. I'm the owner and center director of Great Power Learning Center. We help students ages 3 and older at virtually right now, and we are starting to reopen again, hopefully by next week. And we are doing virtual training. All our programs are, individualized online, and we are looking for parents who are wanting to make sure their kids will be on track for next school year, and also helping kids that are getting ready to sit for the SAT or ACT test. Susan Lim, Great Power Learning Center. Thank you.
Thank you, Susan. Thanks for joining us. Yeah, it's important to realize that learning doesn't stop right now, and maybe it's the time to really lean into more learning at this point in time.
Yeah.
So it's great to have you. And
definitely. Thanks for inviting me, Jordan.
Absolutely. And I think that the last person that we have down here is Mary. Is that you, Mary?
Yes, good morning. I apologize. My video is not working this morning.
No worries.
So my name is Mary Lois Mercer, and I am the Director of Operations for a private wealth group here in Louisville called Somnio Capital Solutions. And I am just interested to continue to network and meet other individuals in our community. Linda, I would love to connect with you after this meeting. I've already taken down your information, and I think we're all doing everything we can during COVID to make sure that we're continuing to reach out and connect with new individuals. And we are a private wealth group. We're an Ameriprise franchise, and we help individuals solve their financial planning goals and insurance opportunities. We do life insurance. We also manage 401ks. So if you know anyone who's in need of financial planning, we are a comprehensive team that works well together. And, we're always looking for new advisors to join our practice as well. So it's nice to meet all of you, and I hope you're staying healthy.
Thanks, Mary. Thanks for joining us. I hope everyone made some really good connections just now. I saw a lot of cross connections, so I think this has already been a really useful call. So that was the introduction portion of the program. Again, please drop all of the resources that you want to share with everyone in the group chat. We'll make sure everyone gets that, and we'll stay connected until well after the call. So for now, I'm going to kick it over to our team member, Alana, to help facilitate the rest of the discussion.
Thanks, Jordan. Hello again, everyone. It's nice to virtually meet all of you. So this portion is really just an open floor. We want to give you the opportunity to talk about either things related to COVID-19 or things that are not related to COVID-19, recognizing there's probably some Zoom fatigue, but also just some news fatigue around the pandemic. But just because we do have some of our team members on the line who handle talent attraction and economic development, I wanted to take a moment to touch on those pieces and see if anybody had questions. On one of our last calls, someone coined the term the pandemic pivot, which I really think is applicable to a lot of what everyone's doing right now. And I feel like that resonates for me with talent attraction. Christine works daily on just attracting people to our region to fill the workforce. And we're seeing, these mass exodus from large cities. I have family who have moved from New York to Kentucky and trying to get people to stay here. So if you have any questions about what we're doing specifically around talent attraction, we've got an expert on the line. But then also economic development. I just want to give a shout out. My perception was that things were really halting. People weren't necessarily growing or moving their business, but I just referred someone to John yesterday who's looking to move a business into Louisville starting early in 2021. So his wheels are definitely still turning. So if there's questions on either of those pieces or what we're doing around workforce development, I want to give you an opportunity first before we jump into some lighter topics to ask any questions or inquire about any of that. Well, if no questions, that's totally fine. We're going to run a quick poll. If you think of things as time goes on, Christine and John will be here for the remainder of the call. So feel free, and we'll share their information out after the call as well if something comes up that you want to talk to them about. But we're going to run a quick poll to get our brains thinking about maybe a non-related business, such that a light regional just conversation. So you should see a poll pop up right now. So now that restrictions have lifted, I know that I've seen folks, I live in Germantown, I've seen folks eating out on patios. So I'm curious if you have eaten out at a restaurant since restrictions have been lifted. And I think we should see results here in a second once everyone's had a chance to plug in their answers. I try to always, no. See, I'm always wrong with these. I always try to guess what the answer is going to be. I think, yeah, we see a lot of people still hesitant to cross that barrier. I will say I was in the yes category. It was really like a jarring experience, I'll say, just to be out. We ate on a patio, we socially distanced, we were still very safe, but it was a little bit of culture shock. I don't know if anybody's done any traveling where you come back and the culture is so different that it's really just but that's what it felt like a little bit, having just been away from restaurants for 2 months. For those of you that said yes, do you have any recommendations for places that are, socially distancing and doing things well that people should check out this weekend?
I'll give a recommendation. It's funny that you made this poll, Alana, because my wife and I just made plans yesterday to at least attempt to go out this weekend to a restaurant. So I don't know if anyone's been to Agave and Rye on it's Bardstown or Baxter. I can't remember which part of the road it's really on, but it's in the Highlands. It's amazing. They have a lot of outdoor seating. I dropped a link to the website in the chat. Check it out. We're hoping we can get a patio seat over there. It's a really, really cool spot. They're a GLI investor and had a really nice soft opening, and really can't say enough great stuff about it. So if you want to get out, I would suggest checking that out.
Awesome. What type of food is that, Jordan?
Oh, you weren't there? You weren't at the soft
I
opening?
was not there for the opening. I missed it.
Oh man, it's Epic Tacos is how they describe it on their website. I mean, you got to check out the menu. It's insane.
I have something to add to this. We've actually been contacted and worked with both a restaurant and also some of our corporate clients. We're actually using plants to help out with physical and social distancing, where tables have been removed. Our clients are putting in their place some really nice plants, which is a whole lot better looking than empty tables.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love that idea. I feel like that's a great pandemic pivot. Everybody likes plants outside, so that's really nice. And I feel like when there's that natural, when there's just a space in between, sometimes it's easy to forget to have a barrier between you. But if there's a physical object, I feel like it's easier to remember, like, oh, I need to be separate from those people. Anybody else for recommendations for either eating out or takeout? I know that, our hospitality and our restaurant industry has been hit specifically very hard during the pandemic. So we're trying to at least once a week try to support somewhere local. We have great options here in Germantown, but any suggestions or, great takeout that people have found?
We haven't been out to a restaurant yet at my household, but we have been doing the carryouts. There's a lot of great options out right now. And what I've really enjoyed about quarantining, trying to find a positive, is the carryout alcohol. We were able to get a carryout margarita pitcher, believe it or not. So that was just wild to me.
I'm in Shelbyville, so we've Cattleman's. So you can't find steaks typically, and there's not a whole lot of meat market resources unless we go to Louisville. So after about 3 months of not like a steak, like a really good steak, I would recommend Cattleman's, and just their side salad was more than I would have gotten on the salad bar. So it was delicious. It was so delicious. You don't think how long you've had a steak. I don't know meat lovers on here, but it was beautiful. It had a bourbon glaze and it was awesome.
Like Brian, my husband and I, we haven't been out to a restaurant formally, but our neighborhood has been having food trucks come every week. And that's been really cool because those are all, local businesses. They took a huge hit, at least at the beginning of this whole pandemic. And our favorite is Traveling Kitchen. I don't know if you all have tried that one. Sometimes they're at Third Turn Brewery in J-Town and some other places around town, and they're really popular at Humana. But they're a Korean and taco, Mexican fusion truck. Mm-hmm. They are amazing, and they have the best pot stickers. So I definitely recommend them. If you see them around town, jump on that because they are some of the most amazing food I've ever had.
Awesome. Drop that, if you will, drop a link or their social channels in the chat. Just so everyone knows, we will compile the chat into an easy to use document that Jordan will send out after the call. So don't feel like you have to click on everything to get it out of there. We'll make sure it's easy for you to use after.
Also want to mention, Linda is also the founder of Whiskey Chicks. And so if you connect on Facebook with her, they are doing cooking shows with bourbon and some amazing recipes. So that's another Linda hasn't even plugged that, but if you guys follow Whiskey Chicks, they are making some amazing dishes. Lots of really great recipes if you're not going out.
Oh, goodness. I think I'm going to have to write you a check after this call. So
I need
right,
it.
so she's right. I actually also am the founder of Whiskey Chicks and the author of How to Be a Bourbon Badass. So yeah, we've been working on doing a lot of virtual events. We had great success. We did a series with Brown-Forman, and stay tuned because we've got one coming up in June with Limestone, which is going to be off the hook. I don't know if anybody's ever met Stephen Fonte, who's part owner of Fonte's Coffee, but he's a whole bundle of entertainment in himself. But we're going to be highlighting a lot of different cocktails, and what we have been trying to do is get our members, so it's not just a celebrity, it's our members coming and actually cooking and doing a demonstration. So if you have a great recipe of something with bourbon and you like to share it, shoot me a message and we'll see if we can get you on the list. So we're all about sharing and having fun. No boring Zoom meetings with the Whiskey Chicks. At least that's my goal. So
Do you have to be a chick to be a part of the Whiskey Chicks?
we welcome dudes. I will say that most of the participants on these calls have been women. There have been a few brave souls that have joined in. But I'm actually working on a Father's Day event as well right now, trying to put together a special Father's Day package that will be kind of a party in a box that you can get and then be able to join online to go through a whole bourbon tasting together. Can't send you the alcohol, but I can get you a bunch of other stuff. So
That's awesome. I feel like we need to do a caffeine in quarantine, bring a friend, because I feel like your friends brag on you a lot more than you necessarily brag on yourself. And I love this. So that's great.
Well, the other thing is we can consider a cocktail quarantine. So if you need help with that, let me know. I'd be more than happy to help you with that.
Yes.
Flip this to 4 o'clock and make it bourbon quarantine. And we can all hold up our bourbons and talk about our bourbons.
Now we're cooking.
I was on a BNI call at 7:30 in the morning, and they were asking, what is your drink? And someone did have bourbon. No judgment, but he gave a shout out to his bourbon at 7:30 this morning. So to each their own, you know?
Yeah, whatever it's.
I saw a meme being passed around that said quarantine rules are like airport rules. You can drink any time of the day. So no judgment.
That's the truth. I'm going to make
give a shout out to a restaurant in the East End. It's called Gander. It's across from Lake Forest, and hadn't been there. Well, during April, like we ordered out a couple of times, and they have a great menu. So that's another place. Also, I was supporting one of the GLI's investors that own a couple of subways in Middletown, one in Middletown, and she has one down on Dixie Highway. So I've been there, just take out the Subway sandwich a few times during this COVID crisis. So supporting GLI investors.
What was the first place you mentioned, George? I didn't catch that.
Gander.
Okay, thank you.
Yes. It's
What type of food is that, George?
It's American cuisine, but they also have some Southern style food. I had I can't. Well, they have ribs and it's across the board. But
my wife and I ate
Their Sunday.
No.
They've got a
fried
great
green
Sunday
tomatoes
brunch buffet.
Okay.
Yeah, and I'll say their fried green tomatoes are some of the best in town.
Nice.
Super.
I'm gonna have to check it out. Amy, what's going on in your neck of the world? I know you're a little further out from Louisville, so are you seeing restaurants open in there?
And yes, and I don't even live in Frankfort. I live in Garrett County, so I'm out in rural farmland.
Okay.
But I've been participating in restaurants in Lexington. Drake's and Malone's are always go-to. Drake's has opened up and they have outdoor seating, but they spaced in between the tables, and that was kind of weird to me. But we had a phenomenal server. He had his gloves and his mask on, but he was so funny. He had like 2 masks because he had a beard. And so he made a big joke about that. And it was funny, but it was great. It was just so fun because I got to be around people besides my family. I have 2 teenagers that I've been homeschooling through their junior and sophomore year in high school. No. And I'm married to a school teacher who's been virtual teaching.
Oh, wow.
So, and I've been into the office once since March the 13th in Frankfurt. So it was lovely just to get out and see different faces and have different conversations and a bourbon. So, well, I've had bourbons, just bourbons with other people that aren't related to me.
Nice. That could be the title of our next series, Bourbon with other people who aren't related to you.
Yeah, I've consumed a little bit of bourbon, but it was nice to share it with people who could have a conversation that wasn't about school or the farm we live on. So it was good. Yeah.
That's awesome. Yeah,
we've done lots of curbside. We're all about the buy local, and we've got restaurants in sweet little Lancaster, Kentucky, and we've stopped by the coffee shop there, and we've gotten curbside, and there's a little pizza place that has gluten-free pizza. I have to have gluten-free, even in Gary County, they have gluten-free pizza. So yeah, it's been good. It's been good. Yeah, I'm starving though, by the way, thanks. I fast, so I usually don't eat till like mid-afternoon, and now it's like, I need a drink and some fried green tomatoes. We need to have noon next time.
Yeah, we'll just do lunch over, lunch in quarantine next time.
Even though nobody knows what's in my coffee cup, right? Just kidding. Just kidding. Not really, no.
I'll jump in here and add that I know everybody's obviously probably eating at home and cooking a lot more as well. And so something that my wife and I have really enjoyed is getting to kind of utilize some of the different butcher shops around town. We go to Kingsley's quite a bit and pick up some really nice pieces of meat. And then there's also the Logan Street Market. FYI has a nice little local butcher in there. And then my wife's favorite is there's the Highland Fish Market over on Chenoweth Square. And they have just exquisite kind of fresh salmon and different products. So anyway, just a little plug for some of the local butchers as well, as I know everybody's, doing a lot more cooking. So
John, I'll add to that out in Crestwood, there's a fantastic butcher shop out here that does an incredible job, particularly if you're in the mood for a tenderloin. They have individually cut tenderloins for less than $8 a piece. And they're amazing. They're really, really good. And I can't recommend them enough. And they have ground beef if you're looking for ground beef and can't find it at Kroger or Walmart. And theirs is a lot fresher.
That's awesome. Drop that information in the chat, because I recently read an article that we might start seeing some shortages in some of the larger chains. But we're in Kentucky, so it's easy for us to support local, I think, and tap into some of that fresh Kentucky meat. So definitely drop all of those in there so we can share them out so that everyone has that resource.
Lana, let me say, if you haven't tried, or if you want some good soul food, Lucretia's in Chef Space in the West End is absolutely phenomenal. And so if you haven't had a chance to go by there yet, go by. They'll do the curbside for you. You can sit in there if you like, but Lucretia's, it's down home, been in their family for generations, and great soul food if you haven't had it.
Raymond, I'm glad you mentioned that. My wife and I actually just celebrated our 1-year wedding anniversary in quarantine. So we were like, what do you want to eat? We were like, we want some good like soul food, Southern cooking. So we ordered Lucretia's carryout. It was amazing. Yeah. So delicious.
Great job. Thank you.
That's great. I'm going to take note of that too, actually. I mentioned early on that I am originally from New York and much of my family is out there. My sister and my brother-in-law and my niece actually just moved here to escape the coronavirus there for 6 months. And I'm going to do my darndest to show them all the great, Southern options that we have in Louisville and see if I can get them to stay permanently. So I'm taking note of all of the good Southern spots for some good soul food. So thanks for sharing that.
Well, Dosh's is another one. They're the best fried chicken in town. And if you want that kind of broccoli casserole that you used to get at family reunions with all the cheese and the butter and just a little bit of broccoli, it's the place to go. And their macaroni and cheese is absolutely sinful.
What was the name of that one?
It's called Dasha's. I just put the Dasha Barber's Southern Bistro. It's in
Awesome.
It's in the Butyl area.
Okay, cool. Raspberry champagne jam. Wow.
Yeah. That's from Chef Madeline D. She's a local chef who used to own the restaurant down on Frankfurt Avenue called Fond, which was, oh my gosh, it was so great. I'm so sad they had to close. They closed because the owner of the building wanted to do something different with the building. So she's kind of trying to find her new space now, but she's doing a lot of, she'll come into your home, probably not now, but she's cooking a lot of dinners, and she'll come into your home and do a cooking demonstration or a dinner for you privately. She is cooking a lot from home and then delivering the items, but her stuff, you can buy her fig pizzas and her raspberry champagne jam at Highland Food Market, and it is to die for. It's so good. So if you've never tried her products, or if you aren't familiar with her, definitely look her up. I've put a link there in the notes there.
Awesome. That sounds so good. We recently, just to give a shout out to the sunny side of the river, we recently were also just looking for a way to celebrate our birthdays in quarantine. My husband and I are both April birthdays, and we did Board and You. I don't know if anybody's familiar, but they essentially just deliver a box of charcuterie, and it's very, I felt like, affordable for what you're getting. And they deliver it free, and it's a really cute option if you're doing some celebration. So I'll drop that in the chat too. And they are still open, and they are busy. So I think if you're trying to do a Father's Day thing, they're probably booked, but I would check them out. Well, before we wrap up here, I do want to snap a photo so that we can post on our platforms and acknowledge everyone. And then it also, Jordan does a great job of connecting everyone. So you can just go to his post and connect with everyone on LinkedIn. So I like to give people a small bit of warning. I know it's a Friday morning for all of us.
Amy, you look amazing.
So on the count of 3, I am going to take a quick photo. Ready? 1, 2, 3. All right, I got you all. So I just want to wrap up our time again and just say, if you have any questions about what GLI is doing, if you're not maybe on our newsletters yet, we're still sending out resources, and we are updating our crisis hub very regularly, just with more updated information. So it's just a great spot for businesses to check in. I also just want to give another shout out to Raymond at Park Community Credit Union for his support of this series. They did a very quick pandemic pivot with us for this series. This is originally a series that was taking place in person, and we switched it. And it's different, right? It's not what you're seeing in person, but we're just so thankful that they worked with us on this as we all just worked through this pandemic. So just thankful for that. My husband and I are thinking about buying a home here soon, and I know that Park is going to be our first stop on that. Yes, absolutely. So I'm going to turn it back over to Brian to close us out.
Thank you, Alana. Yeah, the conversation today was great. I think if there's something to be said about Greater Louisville area, we're not in a shortage of great food and drink options. So definitely excited to see everyone supporting these local businesses. So to kind of piggyback on what Alana did mention, throughout the month of June, GLI is actually still offering to become a GLI member free of charge for 90 days. So if you or your business are interested in tapping into GLI, our chamber resources, getting a little bit more involved, you're welcome to do so. It's a free 90-day membership. There is no obligation to join after that. Unless you do recognize that value, we'd love to have you more engaged on a permanent basis. But we have a lot of resources aimed towards rebounding, reopening the economy, and making it through COVID. So also our programming has been shifted virtually, just like this. And most of it is open up and free to anyone. So check that out on the GLI website on our events tab. A few events that are coming up that may be of interest to you. We have a COVID-19 childcare concerns during COVID and beyond. They'll be coming up on June 2nd. We have a Staying Local, Explore Higher Education Options in Greater Louisville. That's that Facebook Live group I mentioned. Also June 2nd. There's going to be a post-COVID consumer trends on 6/4. Returning to work, the new look for office space on 6/5. And then this Caffeine and Quarantine series presented by Park Community Credit Union is a weekly series we have going on right now while we're all, some of us are still working from home and waiting to get back into the office. So please partake in those events. They are free and open to anyone. If you are interested in finding out more about that free 90-day membership, I'm going to drop my email down here. Shoot me an email. I'll send you some more information on that and how you can get engaged and involved. So again, thank you for joining us this morning. Thank you to Park Community Credit Union for sponsoring this event. It's been great to see everyone. Are there any last thoughts or questions before we adjourn?
One thing I'll say, Alana just dropped a link to the survey in the chat. Once we close out the webinar, the chat will go away. It kind of all disappears. We're used to that. Go ahead and click on that link so that you can take the survey. Let us know how we did, how we can improve these going forward in the future. I think one thing we took away from this is we'll send you guys a box of food next time so we can all eat instead of just talking about it. So put that in the comments and we'll try to run that up the flagpole for you. But please click the link and take the survey. It helps us make these things as beneficial for you as we can. So thank you for that in advance.
Thank you, Jordan. And I almost forgot, I do want to give a shout out to George coming on as one of our GLI ambassadors. Our ambassadors are vital to what we do as a chamber to help grow the regional economy here. So if you do have questions about GLI, also please look to connect with someone like George. He can answer questions for you and tell you how he's gotten more involved and how it's benefited his business efforts. So again, everyone, it's been a pleasure seeing you this morning. I hope you all have a great weekend and thank you for joining us for Caffeine and Quarantine. Take care.